we are celebrating Vijay Diwas 16th December, and this would be 53rd Vijay Diwas we are celebrating today. And these are the important pictures which have come. And there has been the celebrations are happening in Kolkata with Bangladeshis and with the Indian counterparts. So Bangladeshi officials and Indian High Commissioner in Dhaka said 2 serving officers from both sides comprise the delegation that will attend celebration in Dhaka and Kolkata. I'm very happy that Bangladesh is doing this. Otherwise, the kind of relationship which was going through, it was very difficult. And also please realize that the visit of Vikram Misri, sir, Foreign Secretary, has been able to give some kind of thaw in the relationship between India and Bangladesh. Otherwise, the dispensation under the main advisor or the chief advisor, Muhammad Yunus, was very much not working in the case. The kind of relationship, the subjugation or the violence which was happening against the minority Hindu community. But after the visit of Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, there is a thaw in the relationship, and we can see, you know, over a period of time, it might become better. And India has also told what the problems they face and what are the kind of the relationship, you know, Bangladesh is trying to build with Pakistan or with China. Obviously, that never came in the paper. That would have been behind the camera. And major issue was that the subjugation or the violence which was being done against the minority community. So in this context, the talk happened between the foreign secretary, and he was able to meet the counterpart, then the chief advisor Muhammad Yunus and other important dignitaries or minister. In this context, this is a very good step that the Bangladeshis are participating. See, it would have not been a big deal, but today it is a big deal in the sense that the Bangladeshis' current dispensation is trying to become very pro-Pakistan. In this context, this date is very important and they are participating with us. So Bangladeshi officials, India High Commission in Dhaka said 2 serving officers from both sides comprised. Okay, so when we talk about this is that wonderful photo, you know, this is that wonderful photo, and that is why when I was, you know, my line just got cut. So that is why it is very important that both the nations are coming together, and specifically Bangladesh, in these turbulent diplomatic times. So this is that iconic picture which also used to be at the headquarters, and now left in this picture, Lieutenant General Niazi is signing the instrument of surrender on December 16, 1971, as Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh Arora looks on. This is that iconic photo in which 93,000, more than 93,000 Pakistani soldiers and everyone, they had surrendered. And after World War II, this was one of the biggest surrenders, and this created the prowess, the hegemony of India in the Asia, that the nation has arrived. Obviously, the nation had arrived in 1947, but these kind of victories put you on the global map that this country is there, and it would be redefining the world, it would be redefining the order. And today when I'm taking this lecture in 2024, India will be redefining the world. There is no doubt about it. From the point of view of we can talk to Putin, we can talk to Zelensky, we can talk to Biden, we can talk to Kamala Harris, we can talk to elected President Donald Trump. When Donald Trump takes the first important call, it's Benjamin Netanyahu, it's Mohammed bin Salman, and third one is Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of the country. In this entire context of geopolitics, in the entire context of defense, we are a rising nation, and we are here to stay and redefine the world order as we move towards a multipolar order. And India would be the one of the important pivots and one of the most important country defining the entire Asia, defining how the relationship India maintains with the world and how the world maintains the relationship with India. So with this wonderful thought in India rising, these are certain details about Vijay Diwas. Vijay Diwas is celebrated on 16 December. This is that fortunate day which commemorates the December 16th every year to honor the victory of Indian armed forces over the Pakistan in 1971 war and to pay tribute to the soldiers who sacrificed lives for the country. The day is also observed Bangladesh as Vijay Diwas or Victory Day, and it led to the creation what we call today Bangladesh, which was earlier known as Eastern Pakistan, or rather East Pakistan, I should say. So the story is something like that, around 1970 the elections happens and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman party is victorious, and most of them, once they are victorious, the Pakistani army at this point of time under Lieutenant General Tikka will come, who is also known as Butcher of Bangladesh, because of killings of millions of Bangladeshis and raping of so many Bangladeshi women irrespective of their religion will happen under Lieutenant General Tikka Khan, who will eventually also become the general of of the chief of Pakistani staff, chief of army staff in Pakistan also later on. So butcher of Bangladesh, General Tika Khan, and that time main general would be General Yahya Khan. So once Sheikh Mujibur Rahman becomes the, he wins the election, he's talking about democracy, rights. So, they'll try to, try to change the mandate of election, but that would not be happening. Entire Bangladeshis at this point of time wants to get rid of this, the Pakistani army yoke at that point of time, if I have the permission to say so. So in that point of time, this General Yahya Khan and General Tika Khan, they will launch Operation Searchlight, and millions of Bangladeshis would be butchered and killed. It is a kind of dichotomy. It is an irony that today same these Bangladeshis and their ministers sit in the lap or sit in tandem with, with the Pakistanis and trying to re-establish relationship, and they forget that these were the same Pakistanis who were responsible for butchering so many Bangladeshis. I hope on this auspicious day of 16 December, they realize that what was their mistake, or what is their mistake currently. But the conflict erupted when the Sheikh Mujibur Rahman led the Awami League and the party came in power. Today again, this Awami League, how situation says, this Awami League was responsible for the creation, eventually, Mukti Bahini will come, Awami League will come, and they led, and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who is the father of Bangladesh. Today, if you see, these people contributed so much for the creation of Bangladesh, and today the statues of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is out, his daughter is on exile, and and the currency notes are being changed. So the people who created Bangladesh today, their legitimacy and authenticity and authority is being questioned. So this is how nations develop, this is how nations churn, or this is how nations fail, or this is how nations evolve. Only time will tell out of these four options which Bangladesh will take in the coming decades. Okay, so coming back to this, post-election Pakistani military used force. On March 25th, 1971, Pakistan launched Operation Searchlight. It is one of the most brutalist operations in the history of, I would say in the last 50 years or 60 years or 70 years, in which, a minority, or rather the community in Bangladesh was targeted. Bangladesh political opposition, which resulted in indiscriminate killing, estimated ranging from 3 lakh to 3 million deaths, and killing women, raping women, everything was done by the Pakistani army, and it was very brutal in nature what they did. At this point of time, displacement of 10 million refugees will happen, and these refugees will be welcomed by late and then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, that what is happening in Bangladesh. She, at this point of time, March 1971, there would be calls that we need to take action against the Pakistani army, but Indira Gandhi will sit right now, and the army and the forces will talk to her, and they will realize that we need to sit, we need to update the map of eastern Pakistan, because or the East Pakistan, because we are on the eastern frontier, we do not have the updated maps, and for coming 5 or 6 months, updation, weapons, ammunition, everything will happen. There's a very wonderful movie of Sam Manekshaw, the Manekshaw, in which they have shown you this part, that the forces take their time to prepare, because once they are ready, they will decimate the Pakistanis. So target violence against the intelligentsia, academics, Bengali Hindus. And I would also like to add this, that the Pakistani army at this point of time would be held by Jamaat-e-Islami, which is currently a terror organization, or which is a puppet organization of ISI. At this point of time, Jamaat-e-Islami, which is in Bangladesh, they would be telling where is people of Mujibur Rahman, Awami League, students who are talking about this liberation. And today this same Jamaat-e-Islami, it is becoming a, power broker, or it might become a person, organization in the power in the coming Bangladeshi elections, who knows. So this organization is being controlled by Pakistan and ISI, which is not very good for India. Okay, so by April 1971, Mukti Bahini had become well organized. So Mukti Bahini, a guerrilla resistance force, would also come, and it would be supported by Indian Army, the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, so that we can give support to them in terms of resistance, in terms of weapons and guerrilla warfare. Okay, so we would be arming it. India intervened during this conflict. So India would eventually intervene on 3rd December 1971. And why on this? Because Pakistanis would be attacking our 8 Indian air bases, and once they do it, then the action would be taken. and Sam Manekshaw to initiate the full-scale war against Pakistan. Within 13 days, this entire would be over. Just 13 days, Pakistani had Air Force, Pakistani had Navy, and Pakistani has also had more than 93,000 soldiers, but they will surrender within 13 days. They might start the Air Force attack on us, but within a week, that attack is over by the Indian Air Force. Then the entire Karachi port would be blocked, and the Operation Trident would be taken by the Indian Navy. So any logistics and fuels from Karachi cannot reach the East Pakistan. And so Navy is done, Air Force is done, and the Army and Mukti Bahini would be taking care of the entire Pakistani army, and they would be given 30 minutes, that you have 30 minutes that we have surrounded the entire Dhaka. Now we have 30 minutes to surrender, and eventually Pakistan will be surrendering. And this would be the most humiliating defeat of Pakistan. There are various wars they have fought with, but various wars they have fought with us, but this would be the most humiliating defeat they have ever encountered. Okay. So ultimatum this, and finally General Amir Abdullah Khan Niazi of Pakistani signed the instrument of surrender, surrendering 93,000 Pakistani soldiers before the Indian Army and Mukti Bahini of Bangladesh, and marking the most substantial military surrender post World War II. And this will redefine, and it will also show that the dominant power in South Asia has emerged, and that is India. So redrew the map of South Asia by creating Bangladesh, established India's military prowess and strategic importance in the region, ended the genocide operation in eastern Pakistan, and facilitated repatriation of millions of Bangladeshis. And this was the achievement of India. We are not that country that we have helped you get that independence and then take your land. That might be the policy of the Chinese or Pakistanis, but our thought process was very different. Thank you for watching this video. For complete video, please watch Daily Decodes, and the link to that video is given in the description. And please don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel, and do press the bell icon for all the updates.